lot of parents would worry about, well, obviously primary school children, who's going to look after them, but also older children. You know, are they going to spend that day doing productive things? Is there going to be someone home for them? So I think there's a lot to consider. But really where I started when I saw this debate was the number of people that signed it and how quickly. And I thought, gosh, they're trying to say something here. We should listen. So I spoke to teachers, I spoke to health professionals, and I spoke to young people themselves. And what came across really clearly was this is not a whimsical request. This is a cry for help. There are so many young people who just feel so stressed out. And really, they're children, they're young people, and it shouldn't be as stressful as this to be at school. So my solution that I'll be proposing this afternoon, spoiler, is I don't support the reduction to 4 days. And actually, the vast majority of young people I spoke to don't support it either.
Interesting.
But what they want is more breathing space, more fun at school, more of the things they love, and for the curriculum to be less intense.
Interesting, because at the moment, most of the political debate really is following COVID and the damage that was done to children's education. It's really mostly a call for more time in school. So this sort of feels at odds with the prevailing wisdom, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I spoke to mental health professionals that say they've had an 80% increase in referrals to them since the pandemic. So I actually think this is come from the pandemic. I think young people have really struggled at home, struggled with the isolation, but now they're struggling to readjust to that intensity of being back at school. And I think we need to just invest so much more in mental health support. I think every school should have someone that young people can turn to for help. I think as well, though, we need more investment and support for the fun stuff, art, drama, sport, to try and break up the day a little bit more for young people, but also just put a bit of spring in their step in the morning, that they know at least at some point in the day they're going to be doing something they love. And I think that will help young people feel more positive about going to school. I think the other thing, though, young people are under enormous pressure, and our school system, where we rank really highly internationally, is the stress of young people and the stress that they're under. There's a horrible statistic that we are the 5th highest ranking country in the world where girls feel a fear of failure. And so they're worried, they're under pressure, they're worried about the future, they feel all the pressures that their parents feel, and they feel this extra pressure at school as well, and teachers are under pressure as well. So I think school just doesn't feel like a fun place for a lot of young people, so some of them want to be at home. But there are major issues, I think, with being at home. There are some people for whom being at school is the only place where they get a good meal. Also, home isn't a safe place for everyone, so being at school is, a safe place to be. So really what we need to focus on is not, I think, reducing the time at school, but making it a more quality, enjoyable experience for young people.
You've thought about this a lot, clearly, and it's the public petition which has led you to consider all these things. So in that sense, they work because you've clearly considered why they have had so many signatories. My question is a broad one. When it comes to these petitions, it is possible to wonder what the point is, given that before this petition has even been debated, the government has said we have no plans to require schools to make Friday part of the weekend. Regular attendance at school is vital for children's education, wellbeing and long-term development. So already the government have said, thanks for the petition, we're not listening.
Well, we're going to put the government on the spot today, where there's an opportunity, not just in writing, but they're going to have to say to MPs' faces where they stand on this and what they're going to do, not just about the petition itself, so the 4-day week request, but about school generally. How are they going to invest? How are they going to help children catch up again after the pandemic? How are they going to reduce that stress that young people are feeling post-pandemic? What are they going to do to introduce more capacity, funding, support, time to do more fun stuff at school, and make sure that it's not just those more wealthy families that can afford it outside of school, but every family in school, every young person gets a chance to do all of the things they enjoy. And I do think some of that's missing at the moment because it's all so intense. I mean, some of the testimonies from young people's heartbreaking. As they walk into school, they feel that all their skin get itchy and they just feel so stressed. I heard from so many young people. And I just think there's something wrong where we haven't got time in the curriculum, for example, to teach people life-saving swimming skills that would take half an hour in total too many people don't learn it. So I think we really need to take a good, hard look at not just the educational outcomes, but the time that people are spending in school and how much they're developing as people and not just academically.
OK. Final question. We've only got about 30 seconds left. Professor Sir John Curtis is the polling expert. His reaction to the Wakefield Labour win. Wakefield provides less than decisive evidence of a new enthusiasm for Labour. You won, but there's not much enthusiasm for Labour, says John Curtis.
So obviously I don't agree. I think that, you know, we've come back from one of the worst defeats in history 3 years ago. We've made huge progress since then. I think Labour still has a lot of work to do to set out what we're going to do in government and what we stand for, what we're going to deliver. But I think we've come a huge way. All the local election results show it. These by-election results show it. I think, you know, we've got every chance that we will be in government, and we need to show what that Labour government will be.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.